Why study scriptures in the language they were written in? Many years ago, having been introduced to Vedic knowledge, I developed a great interest in Sanskrit. My first Indian scriptures were Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavata Purana in Sanskrit. To understand Krishna's teachings, I decided that I should study Sanskrit. Tattva-vidya, the philosophical teaching about truth, should be studied in the language in which it was written, and preferably from teachers in the country or culture where it originated. Why? Each culture has its own way of thinking, its own unique mentality. There exists a strong and very deep connection between scriptures and language. If we want to understand a particular scripture, religion, or philosophy, we should study the language, culture, country, and society in which they originated. Usually we think that my lifestyle and behavior are correct, the way they should be. I choose my own path of action, religion, and how to think about global world issues. All of this seems like my own choice. But in reality, our physical and mental organisms are conditioned by a multitude of factors we aren't even aware of. Language, geography, climate, bodily physiology. Absolutely everything is interconnected and influences how we perceive this world. Oh, speech, the great heritage of humanity that distinguishes humans from animals. Just imagine how differently people must perceive the world, those who sing and write in these languages. Mama prema ishvaresti.
Chan rak Frasia.
אני אוהב את אלוהים. أنا أحب الله.
私は神を愛しています。
I love God.
我爱上帝。
Я люблю Бога. The human mind thinks in patterns of the deep subconscious, which cannot be read through ordinary speech or familiar words. These are inexplicable patterns beyond the phenomenal world. It is the world of ideas. Yet, this world of ideas must somehow manifest in our material phenomenal world. It seems utterly impossible. Thus, these supra-universal patterns manifest through the filters of minds, and these mental filters are always conditioned by locality, natural and climatic conditions, the lifestyle that emerged in that particular geographical area, and the rules inherent to survival there. God for a person from an Australian tribe is represented as a dolphin or an orca. God for a person from an American tribe is represented as a jaguar or hummingbird. God for a Buddhist is not a god at all, but primordial being. God for a follower of mystical Kabbalah is not a god, but the law of being. God for a Christian is represented as a human. Does this mean one religion is higher or lower? No, not at all. Nor does it mean that God is a dolphin or a jaguar. It means that the qualities of a dolphin, jaguar, being, low, human, etc., elevated to their ideal, are the qualities that mortal humans aspire to in one historical era or another. Language changes, mentality changes, climate changes, and attitudes toward life change. In this material life, the only certainty is change, and most likely in thousands of years, the current Christian God human will also be replaced by another image more suitable for the people of the 3rd, 4th, 5th millennia, and so on.
Dominus vobiscum, et cum spiritu tuo.
So, returning to the study of Scriptures, in order to understand why Northern people worship nature spirits, Hindus worship deities with 1,000 arms, and Muslims worship a simultaneously personal and impersonal pattern of God, we must first understand the mentality of that culture. Therefore, we must study that society, their habits and behavior, the geographical, natural, and historical features of that area, when and where the religion emerged. And of course, the most direct way to understand or at least feel another culture's mentality is to study their language. This means experiencing how differently linguistic neurons are connected in the mind of a person thinking in Japanese compared to one thinking in Swahili. By studying another language, we gain an idea of how vastly different people's predispositions toward life can be. For a person speaking German and writing in Latin script from left to right thinks in entirely different patterns than a person speaking Hebrew and writing in Hebrew from right to left. And after that, we can try to understand how the mentality of people speaking Yiddish has changed, since Yiddish is a Germanic language that developed among the Jews of Eastern Europe in the Middle Ages. It is a blend of German, Hebrew, Slavic languages, and Aramaic. The study of language never ends because language itself is a living entity that constantly evolves, and the spiritual knowledge of each culture is a boundless ocean of patterns from the great subconscious, manifested according to a specific culture in a specific historical epoch. By studying scriptures in the languages they were written in and learning from people native to that culture, we develop both our physical neural connections in the brain and the mental neural connections in the mind. And most importantly, we develop connections between our hearts. We become kindred with people from distant lands who might seem foreign, remote, or even hostile to us. By studying each other's cultures, we all become united in love and being.